On the morning of July 24th, Lovato was discovered by her now former assistant Jordan Jackson, covered in her own vomit. Jackson alerted Lovato's head of security, Max Lee, then made the 911 call that saved her boss's life. Hours later, before Jackson and Lea had the opportunity to tell Lovato's mom, sisters, best friends, and team, Lovato's inner circle found out that she had been hospitalized from the flood of texts they received from concerned friends who saw the news alert on TMZ. The 24 hours after Lovato overdosed proved to be harrowing. Her mom compared the experience to a horror movie. After enduring severely low oxygen levels, Lovato had 3 strokes and a heart attack. The strokes left her with brain damage and blind spots in her vision, so she can no longer drive. She also experienced pneumonia from her asphyxiation and multiple organ failures. When she first woke up, she was legally blind. As Lovato admits, she was not purposefully aiming to overdose that night. She believed that because she was smoking heroin and not injecting it, she had a lower chance of overdoing. At the end of the day, if you do too much of anything, it's gonna kill you, she says. Jackson, her assistant, only went into Lovato's room to wake up her boss because Lovato had a planned doctor's appointment on July 24th that she had hoped to make. Jackson knocked on the door repeatedly, thinking that Lovato just wanted to sleep in or needed some privacy. When Jackson realized they may be late for the appointment, she finally entered the room. Lovato reveals that if Jackson had waited even 5 to 10 minutes longer to wake her up, she may not have survived. Lovato explains that her cocktail of choice when she first battled addiction had been cocaine and Xanax. On the first night she relapsed, her dealer didn't have those 2 drugs for her, and instead offered crack and heroin. "I've always wanted to try it," Lovato explains her thinking at the time, noting that it seemed like the pair would have a similar effect on her. Her friend and former sober companion Sarah adds that oftentimes addicts return to a harsher bottom than where they had previously been when they relapse, chasing a bigger high. After Lovato's friends left her home that night, still unaware that she was using hard drugs again, the singer drunkenly called up her dealer Brandon Johnson, who gave her aftermarket pills. It is now understood that she was given a drug laced with fentanyl. In a disturbing interview with TMZ a month after her overdose, Johnson claimed they had a sexual relationship. Lovato details a different version in the docuseries. She was discovered naked in blue that morning, and when she came to, the doctors had asked if she had consensual sex the night before. All she remembered was a flash of her dealer on top of her, but has since come to realize that she was in no state to consent to sex with anyone. "That kind of trauma doesn't go away overnight," she says. "And it doesn't go away in the first few months of rehab either. That's something that sticks with you for a while after."
Demi Lovato this morning, we're hearing.
Rushed to the hospital after reportedly suffering a heroin overdose.
Surrounded by family.
It's a heaven, it was closer than you know. The enemy, yeah, so it's so hard to say no.